Hi, I'm Evelyn with Magellan College Counseling. I started this little series of little short videos called Evelyn Explains. I'm here to explain things to you. This time I'm going to explain something that's not the way you think it is. So it's a little bit different. Do you remember that commercial a couple years ago? It turns out it was 14 years ago. And I had to look it up. I couldn't remember who the commercial was for, but it was a bunch of old ladies sitting on a couch, and one of them has pictures taped up to her wall of her vacation. And then one of them doesn't like the pictures, and the old lady says, I'm going to unfriend you. And the cranky old lady stands up and says, that's not how this works. That's not how any of this works. This is what I want to tell you. You think that college admissions is done in a certain way. It would make sense to you and to me if each college took the pool of applications and they picked the top students off the top. Wouldn't that make sense? They picked the smartest kids. They picked the kids with the highest GPA or the largest number of AP courses or the best test scores. It would make so much sense if that's how college admissions works. But guess what? That's not the way this works. College admissions is holistic. Each college is doing what they call building a community. They are looking for human beings who will add to their community. And in order to do that, they need to evaluate how your high school human being has added to the communities that they're in. I'm going to post links for two other blog posts that have a little bit better explanation of what holistic admission means. And why it's really impossible to take just individual data points to compare two students that you think you're comparing, but you don't know the whole story. You can compare their GPAs, you can compare the number of AP classes on their transcript. You can't compare what they looked like in the pool that each admission office was evaluating. There's a guy who's pretty well known in the field of college admission, and he wrote an article a couple of years ago, and he explained the selection process in a way that makes the most sense. I think it makes it really easy to understand. He said that the admission decision is a data informed human decision. In other words, it's human beings using pieces of information to make their decision, but it's still human beings. And this is why when we work with our students, we help them rehumanize themselves, right? Prove that they are more than just their transcript, more than just their test scores, more than just that, those few pieces of paper. We really try to get them to show how they have impacted their communities, the many communities that they consider themselves a part of. We say these words over and over again. We tell our students that the purpose of your essays is to be memorable and likable, right? Your essays are not a rehash of your resume. That's the most boring way to approach it. It's really important to be memorable and likable. This is how our approach helps us control what we can control and let go of what we can't. I know it's really frustrating. It's actually super frustrating. And I can almost promise you that at the end of the process, you will see results that don't make sense to you. It feels random. It's not. It feels random, but it's not. But I just hope that this little tiny explanation helps you understand. And I do want you to click these two links below this video because, again, two articles. One is about holistic admission. One is about reverse engineering an admission decision. I was in a meeting the other day, and this woman says to me, my daughter took 9 AP classes and she had straight A's, and she didn't get in here to this school, but this kid who had fewer APs did. And there's a million reasons why that could have happened. And again, I know it's frustrating, and it's super frustrating when the wall is opaque and you can't really understand how it's happening. So all I'm here to explain to you is how it's not happening. It's not pluck the top kids off the top. I know that would be the way that would make the most sense. So I hope this is helpful.